Imagine yourself living in a world where leaving your own country without permission is considered treason, punishable by imprisonment, forced labor, or even execution. Now, picture a place where every aspect of your life is tightly controlled, from the information you receive to the thoughts you're allowed to express. How would you navigate such a reality? What would it be like to exist in a state of perpetual surveillance, where even the slightest deviation from the norm could have dire consequences? Join us as we delve into the enigmatic realm of North Korea, where the struggle for freedom is a daily battle against oppression and censorship. Welcome to Third Rock Matters, a platform dedicated to unraveling the mysteries and complexities of our world. Today, we embark on an odyssey into the heart of darkness, venturing deep into the enigmatic realm of North Korea. Join us as we navigate the labyrinth of propaganda and oppression, shedding light on the untold stories that lie hidden beneath the surface. The paradox of North Korea. In a world where freedom is cherished as a fundamental right, North Korea stands as a stark paradox, a nation where liberty is a distant dream and dissent is swiftly crushed. Imagine a land where leaving without explicit permission is not just discouraged, but equated with treason, punishable by imprisonment, forced labor, or even execution. Welcome to the reclusive state of North Korea, where the Kim dynasty's iron grip extends to every facet of life. Within the tightly controlled borders of North Korea, movement is strictly regulated, and any attempt to travel from one province to another requires official documentation and permits. The populace exists under constant surveillance, with informants ready to report any sign of dissent to the authorities. In this Orwellian nightmare, even the slightest whisper of dissent can lead to swift and severe punishment, with entire families punished for the actions of one individual. Free speech is virtually non-existent, with state-owned media serving as a propaganda machine, indoctrinating citizens with messages of unwavering loyalty to the regime. Kim Jong-un, the supreme leader, is portrayed as a deity-like figure, revered by the masses with cult-like fervor. Any deviation from the prescribed narrative is met with harsh reprisals, with dissidents disappearing into the shadowy depths of the regime's prison system, never to be seen again. Human rights organizations universally condemn North Korea's abysmal record, with reports of political prisoners enduring unimaginable horrors in labor camps, subjected to slave labor, torture, and summary executions. The regime's complete disregard for the sanctity of human life is laid bare in the chilling case of a 2-year-old sentenced to life in prison for his parents' possession of a Bible, deemed foreign contraband. Such atrocities are not isolated incidents but are instead symptomatic of a regime willing to sacrifice the lives and dignity of its citizens in its ruthless pursuit of power. The regime's iron fist. The regime's stranglehold extends far beyond its borders, with draconian laws prohibiting the consumption of foreign media. Smuggling, distributing, or even consuming such content is met with severe punishment, including life imprisonment or death. Foreign visitors are subjected to intense surveillance, their movements carefully monitored, and their interactions controlled. The infamous case of Otto Warmbier, an American tourist sentenced to hard labor for attempting to steal a propaganda poster, serves as a haunting reminder of the regime's arbitrary and ruthless nature. The reign of Kim Jong-un. The ascension of Kim Jong-un to power marked a new era of oppression and isolation for North Korea, continuing the legacy of his father and grandfather with a ruthless grip on power. Kim Jong-un's rule has been characterized by a blend of authoritarianism, militarism, and a cult of personality unparalleled in the modern world. Under his leadership, the regime's response to the COVID-19 pandemic intensified its grip on the already isolated nation. While the rest of the world grappled with the unprecedented challenges posed by the virus, North Korea doubled down on its policy of isolation, sealing the country's borders and leaving thousands stranded. The once porous northern border, which had served as a lifeline for those seeking refuge from the regime's tyranny, became fortified with walls, fences, and guard posts, effectively closing off any hope of escape. The pandemic provided the regime with the perfect pretext to tighten its control over the populace, with draconian measures imposed to enforce lockdowns and quarantine measures. Dissent was swiftly crushed, with those suspected of carrying the virus or violating quarantine orders subjected to harsh punishment, including imprisonment and forced labor. As the rest of the world grappled with the economic fallout of the pandemic, North Korea's already fragile economy was pushed to the brink of collapse. With trade routes severed and foreign aid dwindling, the regime resorted to increasingly desperate measures to maintain its grip on power. Reports emerged of widespread food shortages, with millions facing starvation as the regime prioritized the military and elite loyalists over the welfare of its own people. Amidst this backdrop of suffering and despair, Kim Jong-un continued to consolidate his power, purging perceived rivals and tightening his control over the military and party apparatus. His cult of personality reached new heights, with state propaganda portraying him as a benevolent leader, guiding the nation through its darkest hour with wisdom and strength. Yet, beneath the facade of strength and unity, cracks began to appear in the regime's armor. Defections surged as disillusioned citizens risked everything to escape the oppression of Kim Jong-un's regime. With each defection, the regime's carefully constructed narrative of invincibility was called into question, sowing seeds of doubt among the populace and eroding the regime's grip on power. As Kim Jong-un's reign enters its second decade, the future of North Korea remains uncertain. The regime's relentless pursuit of nuclear weapons and ballistic missiles has brought it to the brink of conflict with the international community, while its brutal repression of dissent has left millions languishing in poverty and fear. Yet, amidst the darkness, there are signs of hope, as brave souls dare to defy the regime's tyranny and dream of a better future for themselves and their country. The impact of isolation. As we reflect on the plight of those trapped within North Korea's oppressive regime, let us not forget the broader implications of authoritarianism and censorship in our world today. The struggle for freedom extends far beyond the borders of any one nation, encompassing the digital realm and the very fabric of our society. In an era of unprecedented connectivity, where information flows freely across borders and continents at the speed of light, the threat of censorship looms larger than ever before. Governments around the world are increasingly turning to censorship and surveillance tools to stifle dissent and control the narrative, eroding the fundamental freedoms that form the cornerstone of democracy. From China's Great Firewall to Russia's crackdown on independent media, authoritarian regimes are waging a relentless war on freedom of expression, seeking to silence dissenting voices and maintain their grip on power. The rise of social media has provided new avenues for expression and activism, but it has also become a battleground for censorship and propaganda, with platforms facing pressure to censor content deemed politically sensitive or objectionable by governments. But censorship is not limited to the digital realm. In democracies around the world, we are witnessing a growing trend towards authoritarianism, with leaders exploiting fear and uncertainty to justify restrictions on civil liberties and human rights. The erosion of press freedom, attacks on independent judiciary, and crackdowns on peaceful protest are all signs of a troubling slide towards authoritarian rule. The Digital Dystopia. In an era of increasing authoritarianism, tools like VPNs offer a glimmer of hope for those seeking to bypass censorship and access unrestricted information. With NordVPN, users can navigate the digital landscape freely, circumventing geo-blocks and safeguarding their privacy. However, the battle for digital freedom is far from won. As governments around the world tighten their grip on the flow of information, the use of VPNs has come under increased scrutiny and regulation. In China, for example, the government has cracked down on unauthorized VPN use, blocking access to popular VPN services and imposing hefty fines on violators. But despite these challenges, the demand for VPNs continues to grow, driven by a growing awareness of the importance of digital privacy and freedom. In countries where access to information is tightly controlled, VPNs have become essential tools for journalists, activists, and ordinary citizens alike, allowing them to communicate securely and access censored content without fear of reprisal. Moreover, VPNs are not just a tool for bypassing censorship. They're also a crucial defense against online surveillance and cybercrime. With NordVPN's military-grade encryption and strict no-logs policy, users can browse the web with confidence, knowing that their online activities are shielded from prying eyes. Standing in solidarity. But beyond the digital realm, the struggle for freedom persists. North Korea may be an extreme example, but its story serves as a stark reminder of the enduring human desire for liberty. The plight of those trapped within the borders of the Hermit Kingdom resonates with people around the world, igniting a sense of empathy and solidarity. As we navigate this complex and ever-changing landscape, let us stand in solidarity with those who dare to dream of a world where all are free to pursue their own destinies, both online and off. From activists risking their lives to speak out against oppression to ordinary citizens advocating for change in their communities, the fight for freedom takes many forms. In North Korea, dissent is met with brutal repression, yet brave individuals continue to defy the regime's iron grip, risking everything to seek a better life. Their courage serves as an inspiration to us all, reminding us of the power of the human spirit in the face of adversity. But the struggle for freedom is not confined to any one nation or people. Around the world, authoritarian regimes seek to silence dissent and control the flow of information, posing a threat to the very foundations of democracy and human rights. Together, let us work towards a world where the principles of liberty, equality, and justice are upheld for all, both online and off. By standing in solidarity with those who yearn for freedom, we can help to build a brighter future for generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of North Korea, a journey into the depths of oppression and resilience. Stay tuned for more thought-provoking content on Third Rock Matters, where we uncover the stories that truly matter.